Today on the American Truck Podcast, the Arizona DLC for American Truck Simulator has been released. Yooka-Laylee has been delayed, but a trailer is out. And Minecraft has sold over 107 million copies. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
White Power Ranger.
And Freelance Gamer. It's good.
What season did the White Power Ranger come in? I'm trying to remember.
Second of the first.
Really?
Pretty damn
early
sure.
on.
Okay, I thought because I remember watching. I recently watched some of the first.
I am pretty sure he was the White Ranger
Okay.
when they still had Zach and Trini as the black and yellow, but I'm not entirely sure.
Black and yellow.
Oh dear goodness, that is a throwback right there.
Oh, this is throwback, and I don't know any of it. Help.
It's okay, I only understood my reference. Hey, so
But this is not.
you wouldn't know it
podcast.
by looking at us, but the Arizona DLC came out.
Oh, did it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, it did. Remember when we
that's
said
the
it was like,
up-
oh, it might come out in a month or about a week.
Oh, good
Apparently,
to know.
it didn't spend much time in the beta process.
Well, good to know.
We're not playing it because the multiplayer has not updated for it yet. So
That explains a lot.
we'll probably be exploring Arizona next week.
Hooray!
So, but it is now.
Oh,
It is out now if you want to play it and are not wanting to use the multiplayer. But if you're gonna do single player, you can play that now.
Now,
in
no offense to
non-beta.
Arizona, but does the Arizona DLC add more than like 2 towns?
It adds 15. Did you not pay attention last week when I said that it
apparently
adds
not.
15 cities?
Apparently not.
Because that was a talking point.
Ah, good to know. Well, don't I look foolish?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it adds like the Grand Canyon and stuff too. So it adds a lot of scenery too.
Oh, that's nice.
So it'll be good. It'll be good.
Or
Good
there's this
DLC.
flat California desert. They're in a drought, you know.
I have heard. They tell you on their street signs, in case
Really?
you didn't remember.
Buses.
Buses. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. There's like
Trains.
billboards
Oof.
The
Yep.
radio.
about.
The
Yep.
TV.
We didn't even listen to the
Okay.
radio.
He is right, though. It is on the radio. I have not seen it because I have not seen it on TV because I don't have a TV.
Anyway, so back to the news. You guys remember the game Yooka-Laylee?
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
think we talked about it
released
a
the
couple
trailer
times.
ahead of E3 here,
Oh.
That's
as
right.
well as
Yeah,
news
couple
that they're
weeks.
delaying the game from 2016 to Q1 2017.
Oh, it's definitely a good news, bad news trip.
A little bit. They're like, hey, look, a trail. Oh, we're delaying it, by the
Well,
way. So yeah, they said after some quote soul searching, they just couldn't get it out this year.
I don't know what hurts worse. The fact that they decided to use soul searching as a justification for this, or the fact that it was just delayed. Because I would rather them just have outright said it was going to be Q1 2017 rather than making me hope that it could come in 2016.
Here's the thing. This is a Kickstarter game.
It is, but even
Remember what
non-Kickstarter.
other Kickstarter
Well,
game said
so
it was
that-
going to come out a long time before it's going to come out? Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
It
Well, I
still
mean-
hasn't actually come out yet because we're not to the release date yet, but it still has got time to be delayed.
You want to talk about not video games? The Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
That got
See,
delayed. yeah.
Kickstarter years ago.
Let's not completely destroy the crowdfunded games, man. Psychonauts 2 is on that list. Please, I want that to
It's
come out.
delayed. Just get delayed.
Hasn't
dude.
even
Delayed forever.
hasn't even had any information about it yet.
I
Delayed
know.
forever.
Well, they actually, the only thing they said was we've made the thing and we're hiring people for it. That's it.
Pretty
Hooray.
much, and nothing else
Delayed
yet because there's
forever.
not a game yet.
I know, but I want to hope
There's
that
not even a projected date yet.
No.
It was
not
just
even-
like, yeah,
And-
probably in 2018, but who knows?
And maybe this is just a peek behind the curtain because prior to the advent of Kickstarted games, we never really knew until there was a product on the table when something was coming out.
This is true. This is
But
true.
now we get to play with concepts. So I mean, I have to
get
agree with Kyle on this
disappointed.
one.
time and time again as delays and delays and delays
See, I think it's all about
All
not
it
having a.
does.
That's the thing I like about the Psychonauts thing is they're like, maybe 2018, we're gonna try for that. And it's like, oh, so it's not your projected date. That's the hope.
How
That's the hope on their end. I'm like, oh, okay.
That sounds
How
like a
about
projected
people-
date, in my opinion.
How about people just don't give dates for release until they're ready to release the game?
That would be
You can't market something without a date.
that would be wise. No, you can. You just be like, hey, coming soon, this game.
And
I
then,
feel like
and then,
you would be
and then it
releasing
slowly
them at the
becomes.
same
time. See,
Yeah.
that's what that's what Valve did with Half-Life 3. They never gave you a release
You have
date.
no idea whether or not that's confirmed.
No, I'm
Episode
pretty sure
3
Valve-
was confirmed.
It was
They
confirmed.
just never put a date on it.
They never put a date on it.
Episode 3 was a confirmed thing for a bit, and then I think they trashed it. And I think they're going to be just doing a 3 now. And I think they're not even going to do that because the hype's too high, because they never gave a date.
I actually saw a
Really
little
a meme
news
industry?
headline that said that
Confirmed?
that said that the game, the original one was like 10 years ago, and here's Gabe Newell not talking about it, about the third episode.
Yeah. I can understand it, though, because it was 10 years ago. It was 2006 for episode 2.
Totally
Okay.
different landscape as far as game
Well-
design and development is concerned.
Even beyond that, like, trying to keep up with... So, like, that's part of the problem with Duke Nukem Forever. It was that you have to, like... You're trying to keep up with not only the technology, but the gaming culture that's going on, and, like, the way the games are developed and structured, like you said. But, like, the big thing is trying to keep up with, like, just the culture around it. Like... Duke Nukem Forever, if it came out in 2003, would have been hilarious and interesting. But it came out in 2011 or 10.
Mm.
It's garbage because it didn't make sense.
Well, now we just call it sad.
Right, exactly. So, but even like trying to keep up with that style, like you have to make it marketable to the current, I don't know, ebb and flow of games.
Right.
Right.
And that is albeit incredibly difficult. And I know that were I in their shoes, I would not be able to accomplish such a task.
So remember how we talked about Overwatch cheaters and how they were gonna get permabanned?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
permabanned, and you can't, and they're gonna make it so you can't buy the game.
Yeah. So
laying down the boot.
1,572 users that supposedly were all in China were actually called out username by username on Blizzard's forums about the fact that they were all permabanned.
Mm.
Damn.
Talk about hanging them out to dry.
Here's your open ticket. Come try and tell us we're wrong.
Right.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
Dishonor on your credit card.
Yeah.
Because one of the users, from what I understand, tried to repurchase so he could play legit and cannot play
He actually
Still
bought it
banned.
multiple times.
multiple times.
So he bought it once and got banned within a day or two of playing legit. Bought it a second time after wiping pretty much everything related to the exploits. Got banned again within a couple days. And bought it a third time after changing a whole bunch of hardware identifiers. Got banned again.
Damn, son.
So this is whatever Blizzard's using to prove that you were a cheater and banned once before is deep.
Oh my God. That I think we just heard Satan Jeff.
Rip Jeff.
But yeah, I think it's interesting that they're doing this heavy of a ban. I think it's great, and I think it'll work to their benefit in the future for if they do want to make this a competitive game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
I part of me feels bad for the Chinese players, just because they were the ones that had to be made the example. But
there's no such thing as having to be made the example. If anyone can cheat and you'll get banned, it's just that these are the ones that have been announced.
Right, so far. And they're probably going to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they go region by region. They're just going through a list, probably, and then just create...
Right.
Because if you think about it, it's like, okay, we could either... One of two things we could do. We could either create a bunch of tickets around the world. So, like, say they banned 1,572 people.
Mm-hmm.
So if they said, like... we're going to ban, like, 300 from each, or, like, such and so forth, most people wouldn't even notice it. They'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Blizzard's banned a total of 1,500 users. Sounds meh. But if they say that specifically we banned 1,500 people in one location, all these tickets are created, all this evidence is here, then it makes it look like it's actually a system that they're implementing and implementing strongly.
Right. Right. So there's that. Definitely don't want to cheat in Overwatch.
I mean, you don't even
wanna-
need to, for the most part. I mean, Hanzo's...
The game is really not that hard, to me at least.
Well,
I
it's
didn't
not
think
that
it was
hard,
bad.
and there's certain characters that they've, like...
Some
like
are OP.
Some are OP, like Hanzo. There's a good GIF out there. You should look it up. Somewhere on the internets, where it's Hanzo aiming at somebody, right? Who's like, their head is hidden behind a wall, but barely, and he shoots to the side of the wall, and it counted as a headshot because his hitboxes for his arrows are larger than the average hitbox range. So like they've put in things to make it so like characters that might be difficult to play are actually easier for the most part. And like if you're bad at shooters, you're gonna have a hard.
You're bad at shooters.
You're bad at
That's
shooters.
just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, and it's like, why? I never understood cheating in an online game. I get it with like, we were talking earlier about RuneScape. I get it if you're doing it like as like trying to advance. This game doesn't have advancement.
Right.
It's 15-minute matches. You win, you lose. That's it. You don't get anything for winning. You don't get anything for losing. You get experience, but you can just get that by
Internet
just
points.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite useless thing.
EP points. Yeah.
So there's that. I also just saw, right before we started, Ubisoft is going to follow the same thing with Rainbow Six Siege.
That's good.
Cheaters banned on first offense. So it
Intense, but I like it.
it is spreading to other games. Let's see. Could anyone have a guess that doesn't already know? What's the number of copies of Minecraft sold to date?
A fuck ton?
That would be accurate. Yes.
I already
A,
took
a
notes.
metric fuck ton?
also true. This is.
Is that a metric unit? I mean, it might be.
It could be. It's 107 million
Jesus.
copies.
Unique copies of Minecraft out there.
Yep.
That's a lot.
They've said that there's about 40 million players per month.
So that means there are
Like
60 million
active
copies
players.
just inactive?
No. There's that many active players. Yeah, 60 million copies inactive? Probably. I'd probably say it's a 60% drop rate. I mean, how many of us are still playing?
Not regularly.
Nah. I have to be in the
Right.
mood for it.
Exactly. So I could see it.
They said that they're adding on average 53,000 accounts per month.
That statistic right there, considering the game is still what, $22, something like that?
26
26?
in the US at least, yeah.
Right, and that's assuming that you buy like the PC version versus a console version.
Right.
Just launched a Wii U version not too long ago.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what the pricing on those are because I don't have any of those things.
Well, what's interesting to me is, I mean, I remember playing this thing in alpha when it was a web browser game.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. I vividly remember that point. And I remember going, well, this is interesting, but and it's really well made in a sense because it was just building things, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, but I don't see point in it, so I don't know. I might buy it. And then when they put it out, and they're like, oh, there's survival. Like you have to live, you have to try and fight things. I was like, oh, I'll play that then.
Mm.
And then I stopped playing it. But like the fact that it's sold that many copies is just it's a marvel in its own
Mhm.
way. Like this is definitely
A cash cow. This is why Microsoft
it's a cash
bought it.
cow to say the least. I mean, well, for indie games, it's probably the biggest example in this regards. I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
anything else is this. I don't think
I-
anything else has hit this.
Not in recent memory, nothing that I can think of.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's great that it did, even though it was coded in Java and
Ugh.
terribly.
I hate it. I've always hated that so much.
But regardless, it sold well, and part of it might be due to the fact that like Java is and was readily available and easy to get. Like, or you probably had it on your computer already. You didn't have to really download much.
True.
So I mean, it did make it easier to send out for the most part.
Cross-platform support's always nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that. Those are things in the Minecraft worlds. Speaking of worlds, in World of Warcraft Legion, they're cooking up some fancy shinies for the Legion
Shinies.
game.
Legendary weapons?
They have added a near doubling of draw distance.
Oh my god.
Whoa, man. Near doubling.
That's actually
the
really... That's really, really useful, because in certain PvP maps, you cannot see where the other team is going.
Yep.
I'm totally content with just being sarcastic on this one.
Doubly distanced. So it's like something like 3,500 items viewable at that distance, and it's not with a really big bump in like graphics level. Like it doesn't require that much more processing power to be able to do it. So they've really done a good job of optimizing stuff here to make it work well.
Cool.
So, we want to talk about something I thought was kind of odd. So,
Lay it
apparently, with regards to Battlefield 1, when DICE first pitched it to EA, the executives there were concerned whether the younger audience knew that World War I happened.
Ooh.
I'm not really surprised by that,
It hits hard on so many different levels.
because it depends on the age you're looking at for your demographic of player. I mean, so what is it? I was talking to someone recently, and apparently they just taught a group of middle schoolers about the events of 9/11. Middle schoolers, mind you, so at least 10, maybe 9. And like, I get it, but it's the same kind of concept. Like, you might know of the thing that is World War One, right? Like,
Right.
you might understand that there was a World War One, but to actually understand it conceptually might not be something
See,
you really get till a high school level.
I think that this is more of what EA's concern here is that the younger audience will not even understand that there was a conflict called World War One. I think that's really the fallacy
guess.
that's being committed here. The silliness that really has come about is that EA did not think that, and I guess you also have to look at it as a younger audience. So when you're talking about a game that is rated M for mature, what do they mean when they say younger audience? Because that could mean
They
everything from an
mean-
18-year-old to a 12-year-old.
12-year-old. They mean 12-year-old. They mean people whose parents are willing to buy them the game.
What about the
It's EA.
16-year-old? How do you know that they don't mean the 16-year-old?
Well, they might, and that's fair too. That's why I'm saying I would say it's the high school level is probably the point where you actually learn of these things to the point that you can say you like if you go World War II, right? World War II you probably know is a thing because it's a little more relevant, it's something we talk about a lot more. But if there's a 2, then it makes sense that there would be a 1, so you conceptually understand that there, to some extent, that there was a 1. You may not have any idea who the Axis, or the Allies, and then the. Was it the Axis? Was that the Axis of?
Axis allies.
It was Axis Allies, but I'm trying to remember what the full term was. Whatever. See, like I don't even know that. I'm 24. And like I'm not saying that that's. I get it. Me personally, this game's meant for people over the age of 18. You shouldn't be concerned about this because then you're literally admitting that you are targeting a younger demographic, and that seems problematic. So I mean, maybe it's a good thing they don't know it because they can learn it from it. I don't know.
Yeah, but then we have games that just kind of make things ridiculous, like Doom.
Or how about the summer sale simulator?
Ooh, now we're talking. Explain to me just a little bit more about this summer sale simulator, because it was just a little bit too meta for my little head to grasp.
So you go on Steam, right?
Okay.
You pay $1.
One single piece of U.S. fiat currency.
Yep.
Okay.
You will then get yourself a copy of Summer Sale, the game.
Are
So
you
I get
sure
access
about
to
being?
Summer Sale?
Are you sure about being a doctor? The doctor. Are you sure it's $1? Because right now it's 45% off, so it's 54 cents until June 13th.
Oh, look at that.
Okay,
I
so
can
right
buy
now,
it. I'm buying
so right
it
now you can get it for even cheaper, but its retail price is $1.
Ooh.
So basically, the way it works is in case you cannot really wait for the Steam summer sales, you can go ahead and simulate them on your computer, and it has a full simulation of the Steam client, the Steam browser. You can browse for games such as Left to Turn, Potty Train Simulator, How to Die, and you can play all of these games inside of Summer Sale.
This feels very meta.
Oh, it's
Wait.
meta to the core. Like, you can play games inside of a game about buying games.
On
How
summer
much-
sale.
Is it? Wait a minute. I'm concerned. Can we go so meta as to say that they might have a summer sale game in there once it reaches summer in the game?
You never know. It's very possible. They may
Now, wait.
have gone that far.
Can I buy this game on the summer sale so I can simulate
Well,
the
it's
summer sale?
on sale right now, so I
Right,
would
but
not
when is
recommend
the
that.
official summer sale?
I would recommend buying it now. But it probably will be on sale during the summer sale.
Well, when is the official summer sale? In all seriousness.
Did you not pay attention to any of our podcasts?
Apparently.
Because we talked about this on the podcast too. It's like the 23rd through the 4th of July or something like that.
Okie day.
We do not. We don't even want. We don't even pay attention to our own podcast.
Apparently not.
Apparently.
Bringing up all the news topics have been over before.
I consider this
No, it's half a
relevant.
gig.
I consider
Half a
this
gig.
relevant
Whew.
information.
Man, that's a lot of simulations right there.
Well, maybe it's half. Oh my God! Wait a minute. If you buy the games, does it have to install them?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Wait, does
What
it
kind of
actually mean
simulator
it
wouldn't
downloads
cause you
it?
to have
Like-
to install the summer sale games that you bought in the game?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be surprised if there's a mini game like that clicker game from last year. There's
But
probably
you click
Steam,
for your internet
Steam
connection.
trading cards too, and badges and such. I don't know this for sure. I'm just spitballing the
You're
possibilities.
purely speculating at this point.
But I feel like it
Don't
should
worry,
be a
Andy.
thing.
I'm gonna try playing this so I can review it before the summer sale. So you can review the summer sale while the summer sale is happening.
It's
Full
a good
review
plan.
coming
Very
soon.
good plan. You also would be able to talk about it next week, what your opinion of it is. This could be a terrible game for all I know, but it's only
could
$1.
be
I mean- I really want them to have it where you can buy the summer sale game in the summer sale game, and it downloads another half gig onto your computer,
Hmm.
and then it just keeps repeating.
Okay, the achievements is your first game, bought 5 games, bought 15 games, all games bought on store, $100 in account, install newest updates.
all those updates too in game. Oh, that's great.
I am so looking forward to hearing a full review of this game next week.
Oh, that sounds like the best game ever. So, well, we ran out of news for today. Tune in next week to find the rousing review of Summer Sale game, and we'll be sure to let you know how garbage that game isn't. But for now, well, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below, and we will see you guys next week.